I have something called the shower test, and it will help you hire the right people, and it'll also let you know if you're in the right business, the right industry for you. michaelmclean.coach. I am an ex-professional hockey coach, amateur championship team owner, hockey coach. I own my own 2 teams, turned 8-figure entrepreneur in multiple different businesses. If you'd like to subscribe to these daily videos, just join my righteous email list at michaelmclean.coach. I'll be in your email box every day at 6 a.m. I don't miss any days. I don't take any days off. I live for this stuff. I think about this stuff in the shower. What I'm going to write about, what I'm going to talk about, my marketing, my promotion, my advertising. I think about it when I'm walking. I think about it when I'm eating. I think about it in the shower. And that is my secret that I use with my clients. They'll often say to me, Michael, how do I know if I'm in the right industry? How do I know if I'm investing my life in the right thing? And I always say to my guys, well, use the shower test. What you're doing with your life, whatever niche you're in, whatever industry you're in, whatever you've chosen to do, whatever business you're in, do you think about it in the shower? And that's my shower test. That shower test reveals what? It reveals passion, obsession. It reveals that you have a hunger and an interest in what you're doing, that you think about it all the time. I never preach this life balance BS or any of that stuff. I've never met a super achiever who has life balance, but I have met lots of obsessed, possessed, passionate entrepreneurs and husbands and fathers who are so into what they're doing. The last thing they want to do is escape. They don't want to sedate. They don't want to medicate. They're doing the opposite. They're living the top 1% lifestyle. They're not living a life of quiet desperation. If you're living a life of quiet desperation, you don't think about your job. You don't think about your company. You don't think about your mission in the shower. You sedate, you medicate, you try to escape. And it's a life of quiet desperation that 99% of mediocre men are living. So if you want to do the opposite, I always teach my guys the old shower test. Whatever you're doing or whatever you're thinking of saying yes to, are you obsessed about it? Are you so passionate about it that you cannot not think about it? Instead of looking for ways to work a 4-hour work week and all that fantasy sold as reality, is it something that you're literally obsessed with, that you're so passionate about that people can feel it when they talk to you? It's almost like when you go to a barbecue or a ball game or a cookout, when you start talking about what you do, whether it's your marketing, your company, your copywriting, whatever niche you're in, you cannot not talk about it. You almost get goosebumps. The hair stands up on your arms when you talk about it. And if you're fortunate enough to be one of those few people in the world that does not live a life of quiet desperation, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's interesting, being self-aware is the secret to finding out and living your passion and obsession. So I found out through the last 40 years that I have a passion and an obsession, a deep hunger for a couple of things. Most people have a obsession and a passion for 2 or 3 things. The rest of the stuff they couldn't care less about. But professionally, I have a passion for coaching. I don't care if it's coaching hockey, coaching skating, coaching tennis, coaching marketing, coaching businessmen, coaching entrepreneurs, or coaching kids that are 5 years old. It does not matter to me. My passion and obsession since I was 18 years old is coaching people. I love coaching my sales guys. Every week I coach them on their phone scripts, on their sales scripts. I just love coaching. Now, if I had to rank it, I love coaching sports the most. You know, you can't do better than coaching a hockey game or a football game or a baseball game where you're the coach or the manager. It's really hard to compete with that. So that would be my number one obsession and passion. But a close second is marketing and sales. I just love this stuff. Like, I love talking about marketing. I love talking about advertising. I love studying about it, reading about it, and most importantly, I love teaching. I love teaching world building. I love teaching about money, about winning. I just can't get enough of it. That's how I'm able to shoot a video every day, because it never leaves me. I think about it in the shower. I think about it when I'm walking. I think about it when I'm lying in bed. I think about it in the morning. I think about it when I'm driving. And that's the secret, is to find something that you're so passionate about and you're so obsessed about that it's not work. It's something that's going to make you great. It's going to make you a better husband, a better father, a better grandfather. Here's the thing that, you know, my dad used to preach all the time. He's like, Michael, he said, if you like something, if something's okay, or, you know, you're lukewarm to it, he's like, you can become good at that. You can become, if you don't like golf, I don't like golf that much. He said, you can become a good golf player, no question about it. You can practice, you can put in the thousands of hours, and you can become a good player. But he said, you're never going to become a great player unless you love it. Absolutely love it. It's like right in your veins. Same thing for anything, like marketing. Reading marketing and advertising and copywriting and studying the old masters, that's not work to me. I would do that for free, and I've done it for free. Now, there's lots of parts of my business that are not things that I like or love. There's lots of grind to any business. So I'm not one of those, oh, if you love it, the money will follow. That's horseshit. The money will follow if you're in a niche where there's players with money. The money will follow if you know how to sell it, and the money will follow if you have a passion for it. But just to lie in a hammock 4 hours a week, there ain't going to be any money that follows that. So I'll give you a real life example. When I was in the insurance business, as soon as I got in that business with my dad, I was like, what a stale, dull, and boring business. I said, I'm not sure I want to spend, the next 15, 20 years of my life selling insurance policies. And then my dad turns to me and he says, well, once you learn the business, the first couple of years, he says, why don't you market the business? Why don't you do what you love, which is marketing and coaching and advertising, and then hire people to do the stuff you don't love, that you're not very good at, that you're not passionate about, and they can be the order takers. They can push the paper. They can sign people up. So that's exactly what I did in the insurance business. Every day I loved going to work, because what was I working on? Marketing, advertising, promotion, and I was coaching my staff in these types of things. So most days, not every day, but most days, I really enjoyed what I was doing. I wasn't really in the insurance business. I was in the marketing business. I was in the Michael McLean business. So same thing happened in the hockey business. I was in the hockey business, and there I love the coaching, but there's lots of areas of hockey business I didn't want to do. I wasn't interested in the training part, the equipment part. I wasn't interested in the corporate sponsorship stuff. So what did I do? I focused on coaching the athletes. I focused on the recruitment of blue chip players. And the third thing I did was the marketing, the actual marketing of the games, the selling of the packages, the bringing in of the money. So once again, I worked on what I was good at, and I got other people to help me with the stuff that I wasn't good at. So, you can do that for any business. I'm sitting there like the barbershop business. I never knew anything about the barbershop business. I didn't have any passion or obsession with cutting hair. But you know what? I just moved my obsession for marketing and advertising and promotion into that business. I never cut anybody's hair. I never worked a day in the barbershop. I was just the marketing director. I was the chief marketing officer, the CMO, if you want to call me in any business. So then all of a sudden, the barbershop business is fun because I found a little niche in each business where I can use my obsession and my interest in sales, in coaching, in advertising, in promotion, in writing copy, and shooting videos. And most days I get to do what I like to do and then outsource the stuff that I'm not really good at. So even if you're in a bland business or a business you're tired of, or you're sick and tired of the business that you're in, there's ways where you can just shift, where you can pivot a little bit, and all of a sudden you can anoint yourself as the chief marketing officer or the chief sales officer, or you can, whatever your passion is. Maybe you're a systems guy, maybe you're a technology guy. But what do you think about in the shower? What do you think about on your walks? What do you think about when you're driving? What do you think about when you're not scrolling on your phone? What do you think about when you're sitting at the end of the dock or out by the pool or on the beach? What do you think about in your quiet time? That'll let you know what your passion and obsession is. An NFL coach is a hopeless creature. The Belichicks of the world, it doesn't matter who they are, the Mike Ditkas, all of them were the same. They can't switch it off. And that's because they're living their passion. They're living their obsession. They can't switch it off. Nick Saban, he couldn't switch it off. There's no downtime for those guys. They're literally living their passion and obsession. So do you think those guys think about anything beyond football? They sleep, 5, 6, maybe 4 hours sleep a night. Same in basketball, same in the sport of hockey. Like all they do is live their passion. So you don't need to take it to those extremes, but you're just not going to be great at something that you don't have an absolute love for, because there's going to be so many problems. There's going to be so many people against you. There's going to be so much struggle in business. Like my dad says, if you don't love it, Michael, the fuckers will wear you out. And because I love it, because I love marketing and coaching people, you know what? When the storm clouds come and the bad luck comes and the tough days come, I can make it through those days because I love it. I don't just like it, I friggin' love it. And that's what you want to find. If you're 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, it's not too late to pivot. Okay, get that shit out of your head. Warren Buffett, at age 94, recently made the biggest deal, financial investment deal of his life. My dad's 90, my mom's 90. Charlie Munger just passed away at age, 99, 100? Like, you got Saban in his 70s. Belichick just recently, doesn't have a job, but in his 70s. These guys are machines, but they do what they love. And that way, when the adversity happens, they can make their way through it. But if you're a little bit older, it's just like start chipping away every day. put aside an hour or two at the end of the day, maybe before bedtime, and start working on a little side hustle. Like maybe you want to get into copywriting or email marketing, or maybe you want to shift into this business and sell your main business. Maybe you want to start doing more significance and service. Maybe you want to start teaching Sunday school, or maybe you want to, whatever it is. Maybe you want to start posting videos or publishing a newsletter or writing a book. But you can still do the main thing and work on the side hustle on the side until you sell the main thing or until you walk away into the sunset, and away you go. That's why I love building email lists and emailing them, because they feed you for the rest of your life. I can leave the insurance business, the barbershop business, I sold my hockey business, my window washing business, and I just go somewhere else I have an obsession or passion. I start building a little email list. I start emailing it every day, selling products that help people's lives, and I'm back in the game on the side. It's really that simple to pivot. Doesn't happen overnight, but you can do it while you're still involved in your main business. Or change your job at your main business. Get out of being the highest paid bookkeeper or the highest paid service manager or the highest paid person who fixes computers, and start putting all your time into things that you're good at: sales, marketing, systems, and that's where your attention should be anyway. So enough about that. If you don't think about it in the shower, it ain't your passion, brother. If you don't think about it in the shower, it ain't your obsession. So that's the litmus test that I'm sharing today. So I've done something I've never done before. 2-for-1 sale. The link is below. BadAZZ.coach. I'm doing a 2-for-1 sale this month and this month only with the January and February Michael McLean newsletter. If you finally want to build a world where you live life and do business on your own terms, then this is the newsletter for you. It's a physical newsletter. It's print, it's tree killing, it's global cooling. BadAZZ.coach. I write it every month. It's about 22 to 23 pages. And it's what I'm doing in my life to chase my North Star of what? Personal sovereignty. I want to live life on my own terms, and it's a constant battle. So I'm sharing what I do. None of it's theory or fluff or something that I got from another magazine or something. It's my own real world experience. With that said, what's so special about January? If you're not a subscriber, you missed out big time. You're a sidelines guy. You're like playing not to lose if you're not a subscriber. You're one of these guys who's at home in the fetal position with 3 masks on, afraid of the news and afraid of the politics and afraid of 2024. If you're one of those poodles, man, oh man, my newsletter is exactly for you to get that straightened around, to put some hair on your world building chest. And these 2 publications, January and February, it's my annual State of the Union address for world building, my 2 most popular editions, and it's my top 25 rules that I'm using this year in my life. These are the 25 rules and habits and non-negotiables that I'm using. You can take 2 or 3 of them and transform your life easily. And I write about them in January and February. So here's my Mother Teresa kindness deal for you. Never done it before. If you missed out in January, you can sign up below at BadAZZ.coach, and I will print off another edition of the January one. You can't buy back issues from me. Once they're done, they're done. I'll send that monster to you. It's 24 pages plus inserts, and you'll get the February edition. We're going to kill some trees, and I'm going to send you one of these black BadAZZ Be Relentless T-shirts. They're worth about $70 a piece, these T-shirts. So for $97, the cost of an energy drink or a cup of coffee every day, $3 and I don't know, 25 cents, something like that. when I do math, strong men tremble. You can get the newsletter every month. I'll put this jumbo package together and ship it to your home or business, and away you go. It'll be the January letter, the February letter, and the t-shirt in the package when you open it up. All for a measly $3.25 a day. And man, I can't do any better than that. BadAZZ So keep in mind that shower story. And life's too short to live small. Life's too short to live a life of quiet desperation. And life is way too short to do things that are unpleasant and that you hate all the time. You know, life isn't about lying in a hammock and doing what you love for money. You got to put in the work. But man, it's so much easier when you enjoy most of what you do. When you have an obsession for a big part of what you do. It's not all rainbows and unicorns, but damn it, you got to love what you do. If you're a football coach, you better love football. If you're a school teacher, you better love kids. If you're a plumber, man, you better love fixing pipes. That's just the truth of the matter. And if you're not, you'll never be great. So think about it. What do you think about all the time when you're alone? What do you think about in the shower? What do you think about when you're walking? And then ask yourself that power question. How can I gradually do more of that in my business and in my personal life? BadAZZ.coach below. Just like my 90-year-old father said the other day when I phoned him, he said, son, remember, the best is yet to come. I could not agree more. 2 words that changed my life, 2 words that can change yours. Be relentless.